power in the work preferences settings. Yarbo's not having any trouble getting up the hill. I spoke too soon.
A little bit of slippage there. Let's see if it backs up. And yep, it straightens back out. More slippage.
You can kind of see the tracks just spin.
Person detected, so I need to go back inside, let Yarbo finish its job. We're gonna do that now. Okay, here we are again with Yarbo Pro Colorado YouTube channel of the Yarbo Pro, or the Yarbo S1 snowblower. And right now I've got it cleaning my driveway. So what you're seeing on the screen is a mapping of my driveway. Um, it's approximately, I don't know, 30, 35 feet long, 10 to 25 feet wide, different areas, kind of has an hourglass shape. Wider at the bottom, wider at the top, to accommodate for some trees that we wanted to keep on both sides. So, Yarbo's out there working right now. A couple things, different about today versus other days. First and foremost, we have over 5 inches of fresh powder on the driveway. Secondly, Yarbo has the protective fence on the front. So what I'm seeing now is, Yarbo kind of struggling to make it up the hill in at least one or two little areas here. I've gotten a couple notifications for track slippage and those types of things. So just kind of curious, what is going on there. But yeah, you can see Yarbo now starting to make it up the hill again, and we'll just kind of watch it. So, what it's doing here is it's going lengthwise of the driveway, up and down, and throwing the snow, right? And Yarbo pretty much decided this work path for itself. All I had to do initially was draw this perimeter. And so that perimeter is, the the edge of the driveway, the area that I'm looking to clean. The yellow bits are the areas where I've told Yarbo it's okay to throw the snow. So even coming down here to this sort of end of driveway area where we're at down here, throwing the snow into the street, whatever, anywhere over here except for back onto the cleaned areas, right? And so Yarbo is going to continue to go up and down the driveway here for a few more minutes, and then it will tackle the end of driveway situation there for us. So, just going to give you guys a few minutes to, look at some of this autonomous planning with me, and then kind of also, zoom out a little bit from the actual driveway just to kind of show you the whole map, right? So what I've done here is I've got three different driveways mapped, right? And I've got my driveway where Yarbo is going back and forth now, indicated by the white lines that you kind of see there. I've got my neighbor's driveway across the street. directly across the street, and then I've got another neighbor's driveway, that's down my yard a little bit because I'm on a corner lot, and then across the street over there. So, doing both neighbors' driveways on both sides of the street. The yellow lines that you see connecting all the driveways are imaginary sidewalks. We don't have any sidewalks in this neighborhood per se, but you can use Yarbo's sidewalk mapping uh, feature to connect the different driveways and to sort of draw a perimeter virtual sidewalk around your property, where the curb of the property would be, so that you can have, all the snow that's normally built up against your curb blown up onto the yard and out of the street. So you would become the coolest guy in the neighborhood because all of your snow is well managed. So zooming back in here again, looking at what Yarbo's doing. Okay. Again, that's a little area of steep uh, driveway there, and it's having some slippage issues. So it's backing up, trying to correct itself, raising and lowering the auger. And then once it gets traction again, it's off and running. What I did notice earlier is, if I go into some settings here in this work performance, initially I wanted to make a change here to kind of slow the speed of Yarbo down. And when I do that, it's going to update um, the current work plan. So it's saying process halt, modify settings, pauses the plan. You must restart the process manually after the modification. So I'm going to do that real quick, just to show you what happens here again. Resuming the plan. Zooming in on the workspace again. Now Yarbo is set to go a little slower this time. It's heading downhill. What we'll want to focus on here in just a second is when Yarbo's heading back uphill and it's no longer set to the fast speed. Will it be able to make it up the icy driveway? Right? Um, I suspect no. It was having issues with that setting earlier this morning. Did get a little footage of that on the iPhone that's recording outside, so we'll try to marry up those videos for you later today, and show you what I'm talking about here. So I think what it means for the Yarbo users is, if you do have this steeper driveway and you have a lot of snow, you may want to slow Yarbo down in order to allow it to have more time to process the snow. But instead, you should be speeding it up because just like any four-wheel drive vehicle, you're trying to get up a hill, there's not a lot of traction. A lot of times speed is your friend in those situations. You back up, take a running start at that hill. In real life situations, off-roading, you would do that. I think same thing kind of here with Yarbo. You can't expect it to crawl up the hill like some sort of tractor, that has infinite traction. And so here we go. We're going to take a good look here at Yarbo as it's trying to make it up the hill of this driveway. And let's just see how many times it gets stuck and backs up. So there it's stopped. Halfway up the driveway, it's backing up. Again, this is an indication that it's lost traction. It can't move forward. It's trying, but it's also veering off course a little bit. You can see it now. GPS recognizing that it's off course, it's backing up, making a course correction, getting back onto that path. but it's trying to make it up an icy driveway while clearing 5, 6 inches of snow. Um, so it's not having an easy time of staying on the path. Just going to leave it here until it does eventually throw the warning of the track slippage. We'll see if it does or if it doesn't. Looks like it's made it over the hump. Now it's onto the section of the driveway that's relatively flat. So no issues with this section here. At the bottom of the screen, you can see a couple of key performance metrics for Yarbo as it's completing each workspace or work plan. Looks like right now we just got a notification for GPS is low, but then it came back. That could be because the snow is blowing sideways outside. But back down to those KPIs for the work plan. Down the bottom left corner, progress percentage ratio, right? So it's now saying it's 44.9% complete, 45% complete with the entire driveway cleaning. It's got 357 feet of square feet of space still to clean, and it believes it will be completed with the driveway here within 19 minutes. That should also include uh, this end of driveway. So, that area that's, right here in front of Yarbo now, where it's got kind of sidewalks, it's boxed off. That's the area at the bottom of the driveway that's part of my driveway work plan. It should be the next area that Yarbo goes to clean after it's done the primary area of the driveway lengthwise. So down here at the bottom of the driveway, we do have, a change of angle. It goes from being sloped to flat. And so Yarbo's having to adjust the height of the auger up and down to, accommodate for that new surface level. Instead of being sloped, it's now flat. And so it gets down there, it gets stuck, and then it raises and gets out of the situation pretty quickly. And now it's heading back uphill. Again, now we've got the settings for the working preferences at medium speed and more performance wise when it comes to snow removal. So it's going to, slow down a little bit and take the time to process that snow. But as it's doing that, can it keep making it up the sloped driveway? And that's what we're wondering here, if it's going to get stuck. Last couple times it has gotten stuck. This time it looks like it's having no issues. It is veering off course a little bit. Course correction, you saw that. So it really does a pretty decent job of staying on these paths. And the width of these paths is again determined by settings in your work plan, where you're going to be able to set the overlappage between each path. If you have no overlap, you can have 6 inches of overlap, 12 inches of overlap. Obviously, if you're only wanting to be out there with Yarbo once, you're going to want to do the 12 inches of overlap to try to get as much of that snow as possible. Inevitably, when there's 5, 6 inches of snow and it's got this protective fence on the front, it's pushing the snow in front of it more so than clearing it, right? The protective fence is a feature unique to Yarbo snowblower. It is not something you see on your typical snowblower. But at the same time, Yarbo's out there doing this by itself, and you really don't want something to get in there. You would be liable for anybody getting hurt there. So important to have that protective fence, important to keep on the person detection features. And then Might even be a good idea to monitor Yarbo from inside, just to make sure that nobody's coming around it, getting kind of curious with the operation of what's happening here. Okay. So zooming out again, just kind of show you the neighborhood. So the yellow line that goes around all three of these properties is the geofence. Okay. So, geofencing basically prevents Yarbo from, being stolen, or should deter folks from stealing it. Basically what happens here is, if Yarbo leaves this geofenced area, it should sound an audible alarm, indicating that someone's removed it from the geofenced area. And it should also start sending notifications to your phone and tracking its location with GPS so that you can contact the proper authorities and let them know where your Yarbo is, and they can help you retrieve it. That process works for up to 5 days, so long as the criminals aren't smart enough to detach the battery from Yarbo. If they do that, then they can, I guess, stop the notifications to your phone. The GPS tracking, I guess, wouldn't work. But as soon as they connect it again, it's registered to you. And so it's going to, again, sound off where it is, and the, location of that. And you can, again, contact the authorities. I haven't tested this feature out for myself, but it does sound like a pretty good theft deterrent. So I did go ahead and set up the geofence around these guys' houses as well as mine. Okay, so we're getting down to the last little bit here of the driveway, the primary driveway. Now that pathway that's kind of a lighter shade of gray is one of those pathway or sidewalk settings that you can use to connect the charging station to the different work areas. So Yarbo coming uphill here on that edge. Looks like it is getting stuck again. It's kind of off there, maybe even into to where the grass would be a little bit, so backing itself out. And then able to again move forward. All right, so I'm going to leave you guys to watch a little bit of this as Yarbo gets back down to the bottom of the driveway here. Then you'll be able to see it working down there. While this is continuing for just a few minutes, I'm going to step away just to adjust the other camera that's recording right now. All right, Yarbo is now heading down the pathway, that's going to connect Yarbo from the charging station to the end of the driveway. So you see there is a separate kind of area mapped out down here at the bottom. This funny looking rectangle, if you will, is the end of the driveway where the snowplow will pile up some snow. I think I hear it outside right now. It's actually passing by. So we might want to pause operations here because, if I head out there now, I risk, risk potentially getting, run over or buried by the snowplow. So I want to pause here, and then we'll pick up cleaning of end of driveway here in just a few minutes with a new video.